So, in the fall of 1960, I was 9 years old, and John Kennedy was elected president. And I was going to school at a Roman Catholic grade school, and my teachers were all very excited about the possibility of having a Roman Catholic president. And but there was quite a bit of controversy over whether the fact that President Kennedy would be accountable to the Pope or not. This is the way the Republicans were spinning the election, and of course it was a really close election, and there was a lot of controversy over the votes in Chicago, but eventually he was declared the winner. And I remember coming home from school the day after the election and reading the North Penn Reporter and looking at the precinct results in my hometown, which is North Wales, Pennsylvania. And I was really curious because Richard Nixon won almost all of the precincts in my hometown, 770 to 230, or 918 to 312. And I was really curious that I was living in an area that had voted so heavily for Richard Nixon, and I became aware, probably for the very first time, that my mom and dad were fundamentally different than the people that I was living with and going to school with. So a couple of years after that, my dad decided he was going to start his own business, and I had to transfer out of this school where he was paying tuition into a public school, and right in my 7th grade. So I transferred probably in October of 1963. Now, I didn't know very many people, and I had a hard time adjusting to my new environment. It was a public school. All of the cliques had been made already, and so I was struggling to make friends. And on Friday, the 22nd of November, the 7th grade class was asked to come to an assembly for the last period, and we were going to see a magic show. Marco the Magician was going to present a show of magic tricks. So the 7th grade went from the junior high school over to Upper Dublin Senior High School auditorium, and we all sat in these blood red seats. Our cardinal and gray was the name of were the colors, the school colors, and right before the Marco the Magician came on, Mr. Wirt, who had a daughter in my class, came in front of our class on stage. And he said, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but the president has been shot. And there was a gasp all through the auditorium. And we were all really stunned by this news. And so the principal left the stage, and the magician came out and proceeded to entertain us for 30 or 40 minutes with card tricks and pulling scarves out of his sleeve and rabbits out of his hat. And we were, not just me, I'm sure I was the only one that was wondering what was happening. Was this real? Or, I mean, did I have a Catholic president, or did I not have a Catholic president? So after the show was over, it was extremely surreal, and the principal came back out on stage, and he said, I'm really sorry to tell you this, President Kennedy is dead. And again, we were stunned and kind of left the auditorium in a state of shock. And as we're coming back from this program, several of the kids, the girls in my class, started to sob, and they were crying, and we were all not all of us were very upset, but we were kind of in a state of shock and walking back to our homeroom and about to be dismissed, and this kid behind me whispers to a friend, "I'm really glad they got him. What are those stupid girls crying about?" And at that point, I was just too stunned to know what I had just heard. And chills went down my back, and I think I realized that I didn't quite understand what kind of twisted political pathology this kid had been listening to at his breakfast table, but I knew that there was a really dark kind of stain in America, and that we were going to live with this for a really long time. And that was the day I lost my innocence, and I really think we all lost our innocence that day. Yeah.